Hello, today we're going to talk about what is a fair settlement amount for a Hawaii injury case. As you can imagine, this is a very common question that we receive, and it's understandable. People just want to know what is fair. Well, hopefully, you just want what is fair and not, something more than you deserve, right? So that's the question. How do you know? You have an insurance adjuster that's made a settlement offer, and you're thinking, do I take it? Is this reasonable? Is this fair? These are natural concerns that anybody would have. First thing to realize is that fair and reasonable, these are subjective questions. These are settlement offers to compensate you for your pain and suffering. As you can imagine, everybody's definition of fair or reasonable, it's going to be a little bit different. Some are a lot different. Adjusters have different thoughts about what is fair and reasonable, and of course lawyers do, clients do. And so arriving at a settlement when everybody comes together and agrees, okay, let's go ahead and settle this case because we think it's fair and reasonable. So it is very subjective. So that is the great dilemma in this type of situation, is trying to determine what is fair. All right. I like to look at it a different way, in that it's really, as much as our clients think the lawyers are the ones deciding how much they deserve, for some reason they like to put pressure on us, thinking that we're not getting them what they deserve. First of all, they need to remember that we get paid a percentage of what we get for them. So we have every bit of a motivation as they do to get as big of a settlement as possible. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. So it is the insurance companies and the insurance adjusters who are evaluating these claims and determining how much they want to offer and what they think for them, what they are considering as a reasonable settlement to offer. So really, they, at the end of the day, they're the ones in the position of making the settlement offers. We're going to negotiate it up as high as we can. We're going to, of course, get as much information as you can so that we can get you as big of a settlement offer as we can. But in the end of the day, it's an insurance adjuster that is going to be making the settlement offer. And to tell you the truth, it's not even just the adjuster. They have managers overlooking them. They are audited. All their bosses are making sure that their adjusters aren't just throwing out their money, right? Because insurance companies, they're businesses, and they want to offer as little as they can get away with to get it settled. All right, so the real question is, once you've received this settlement offer, it's there on the table for you to either take or think about or reject. And once we've done all the work and we've negotiated as long and as hard as we have, and the adjuster finally says, this is our final offer. That's it. This is a final. That's when you really face the real question. The whole negotiation process, those are still the numbers that are changing, right? So the real question is, once the final offer is there, are you going to take it or not? So you have to balance the different concerns. You have to really consider, do we go to court or do we take the offer? That's really what it comes down to. So let's say you have an offer there and it's really not as good as you thought it would be. You're not happy about it. You think it should have been more. Maybe you're right, maybe you're not. But nevertheless, it's what you think. You feel that you deserve more. You have to look at the alternative, all right? The alternative is going to court. There's court costs. Just to begin with, there's a $315 court complaint filing fee. There's depositions. There's arbitrations, there's hearings, there's interrogatories. Going to court is not easy, it's not fun, it's stressful, it's time consuming. It's just, all in all, it's a negative experience, okay? This isn't like a happy thing that people, are excited that they are going to court, okay? So you really just have to weigh the pros and cons of, to accept the settlement offer or not. At the end of the day, settlement offers, if you think about the word settlement, when you settle for something, that means you're just okay with it, all right? These aren't called jackpot offers or, buy a new car offers or go on a cruise offers. These are settlement offers, meaning everyone, the insurance company, and you, neither of you are like extremely happy, right? Hopefully they are offering an amount and they're like, oh, that lawyer really worked hard, got us up to the top. They're not happy, you're not really happy, but both of you are like, you know what? We've been fighting over this for 6 months or a year. Let's just call it good, okay? In other words, hopefully it's an amount that obviously you're not going to be like, this is amazing, okay? These, just to think about it, it's to compensate you for your wage loss, your pain and suffering, your medical bills. It's not to change your life, right? It's to try to put you back to where you were before the accident. Not to like make your life a ton better and a new house and a new car. It's to try to make you where you were. In the end, you're still going to wish the accident didn't happen, right? Like, that's what it should always be. You never want to be happy you got in an accident and now you're going to hit the jackpot with the insurance companies. That is a stereotype in the world with all the lawyer jokes and the news stories, trying to make the people think that, lawyers and people are just getting rich off of frivolous lawsuits, right? That's not the real world, right? A settlement means it's okay. Like, oh, okay, well, at least I feel like I have been compensated for what's happened to me. So it's not going to be amazing, usually. Once in a while, we have very happy clients, and I'm very happy. I'm like, oh my, this is even more than I could have imagined. That's occasionally, and that's great. And we try for that, right? We always want to have clients like, that's amazing. You're the best lawyer ever. This is great. We're going to Vegas, right? It happens sometimes, but that's more the exception, okay? So let's just accept that there's not gonna be some amazing offer because you just decided, I deserve this amount because. And because why? Oh, it's just a nice round number you picked. Well, good for you. If you picked some number that you are going to be stubborn and that's what you deserve, but it may not be based on actual statistics of past jury awards, past arbitration awards, so you got to be reasonable too. Okay, everyone needs to be reasonable if we want to get this settled. Now, hopefully the offer is reasonable. If it's horrible offering, like, no, this is not fair at all for what I've been through. It's just a horrible offer. Then it makes your decision to go to court a lot easier. Then it's like, wow, I'm pretty sure a jury is going to give me more than that because that's just horrible. And that happens sometimes too. All right, most of the cases, 80%, it's about what we expect. It's a reasonable amount. Clients are reasonably happy. About 10% of the time, we're like all cheering and celebrating because, man, this is even better than we thought. And then there's that 10% of the time when it's just like, really? What's the adjuster thinking? Like, that's not right. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know why it's like that, but it's just not right. And those are the times when it's like you really think hard, well, maybe I should go to court. Like, I can't do worse, right? So going to court, we have to remember, arbitrators can be tough. A lot of arbitrators are insurance defense lawyers. Not a lot of injury lawyers have time to be arbitrators, right? Because we don't get paid by the hour. We get paid based on results. So a lot of injury lawyers aren't running around because these arbitrators got to work for free. So they're usually insurance defense lawyers or other lawyers that don't really understand how much people that are injured deserve. And then you got juries, all right? Juries, most of them have not been involved in serious car accidents. Most of them pay for car insurance. So they pay for car insurance, and then you're here, and they kind of make this connection, even though it's not really logical, is that they pay a lot for car insurance because of these lawsuits. So you got that strike going against you when you go to a jury. You got some jurors that are losing money because they're not working. They weren't able to get out of jury duty for one reason or another, but they're losing money because they're not working. So they're not happy. You know, they're looking at you like, I appreciate you're here to ask us for money from your accident, but I'm also losing money here. So they're not going to be in a good mood either. All right? Now, a lot of people, the first day being on a jury is fun. It's exciting. You feel like you're in the movies. That lasts for maybe a day. After that, it's just work. It's just drudgery, dragging yourself into the courthouse at 8 a.m. the rest of the week. Listen to all these boring lawyers and judges, and a lot happens during trials that don't involve the jury. There's a lot of these little sidebars with the judge, and the lawyers and judges are going back and forth, and the jury is just sitting there bored out of their mind. They can't have phones, they can't be reading anything, they're just sitting there just bored, and so they're not happy. By the end of the week, when it's their turn to decide how much to give you, they're not in a great mood. I raise those things, not saying that juries never give great amounts, but you just have to keep that in mind, that juries aren't always eager to just give you what you want. All right, just keep that in mind when you're doing that balance, right? Like I said, you're balancing pros and cons of this. So that's really what it comes down to. Let me make sure I didn't really miss any big things here. I think I got it all. So hopefully that helped a little bit. I know it's not like concrete. There's no way. Some lawyers try to put stuff on their websites like, if your medical bills are this and your wage loss is that and your pain was this, then you're going to get this. And that's just misleading. Yeah, that's just misleading because even the exact same injuries and cases, different insurance companies give different amounts. Different adjusters within an insurance company give different amounts. So there's just really no way for me, even in this video, to say this is a fair offer for these injuries because there's just no way to know for sure. All right, like I said, it all comes down to this balancing test, and you just got to do it for yourself. You got to get to that point. You got to weigh the pros and cons of going to court or just getting it over with, even though it's not as much as you wanted. And even for yourself, sometimes having to be reasonable, right? We all want more than we want, as much as we can. Even me, I've been doing this for a long time. I always want to get my clients as much as I can. Yes, for them, but also for myself, right? I get a third of it. So, I always will try to get as much as I can. It's human nature. All right, but in the end, we have to be reasonable enough to say, I wanted that, but they're offering this, and I don't like the alternative of court, so I'll just settle it, and I'll be done with it, and I'll move on. Okay, hopefully this was enlightening for you. I know it might be this topic is always a little bit hard to grasp, but I tried. And anyway, feel free to give me a call if you have more questions. We offer free consultations, and we don't charge anything until we get you a settlement for your injuries. So give us a call or fill out the contact form on our website. We'll be happy to help you out. All right, thanks a lot.